Howdy folks, it's your boy TIAR_Noah coming back at you with another little pep talk of Jesus and just how well my life's been going since my reconversion back to him. And let me tell you, it's great. 3 days sober, I believe now. Today's Monday, I quit. Yep, today's my third day sober. I got sober for a year, and then last year in May I fell back into my bad habits and let the demons possess me, quite figuratively and literally. Not greatest at speaking due to the drugs, but due to that I fell back and I postponed a lot of the things Jesus had planned for me, but at the same time I didn't, because all in God's timing everything will happen, and that's where I'm putting all my faith and all my trust in him. And I'm just telling you right now, from being an avid weed smoker and being on both sides of the fence of, oh, it's not a drug, oh, it is a drug, blah, 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 this and that, I finally figured out the whole scenario between the weed. And so a lot of people say, well, it came from the earth. So if it came from the earth, then God made it. Why can't we use it? Well, I'll tell you why. In the Bible, I don't know the exact verse, but I'm pretty positive, you can quote me on this. In the Bible, it says to be sober-minded. And that means sober. That doesn't mean inebriated. That doesn't mean high. That doesn't mean drunk, intoxicated, high off your rocker on meth. It means to be sober-minded. Now, what can you get that doesn't get you high from marijuana? CBD. And CBD is a form of oil essential that will help with back problems, aches, and stuff like that, because it's a healing agent. And that's what we're supposed to take out of the weed, not the THC. And then I'll fall back to the just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that's where it falls into, we should put our faith in Jesus no matter what. And just because something's there, just because he made it, doesn't mean we should use it for the purposes that it has, but the purposes it was intended for, which is the CBD. So from somebody who used to think, oh, well, I believe in Jesus, I know I accepted him in my heart, and I can smoke weed, he made it. No, it says to be sober-minded, and that's plain and simple. There's no cutting corners, there's no cookie cutter house around that is sober-minded, you know? And if you're not sober, well then, that's between you and God. I can't deliver a bunch of answers, but I can deliver what God has answered for me and allow him to work through me to get to other people if they would like to accept Jesus. Because at the end of the day, God's whole principle is you can choose what you want. You can choose to believe in Jesus and accept that nothing we'll ever do will amount to God, for all of our greatest deeds are a menstrual rag compared to God. That's in the Bible. Pretty positive you can quote me on that one. And so it's like there's nothing we can do that grants us into heaven. The only reason we get to heaven is because God made the ultimate sacrifice of giving his only begotten son to die and be tortured, mind you, not just die, to be tortured alive, so that we may have a spot in heaven with him. And I don't know about you, but that seems pretty dang spectacular to me. So I'm willing to give up my worldly material wants for Jesus to work through me to allow me to be happy. Because the Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving earth. And what's it tell you to do? Be sober, and you'll be okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to stay sober, and I'm going to be happy. Y'all have a good one. God bless.